Some places were left behind, but time couldn't erase the strange energy that still seems to inhabit them. Today, you'll discover the most terrifying abandoned places in the world, where silence speaks louder than words and the feeling of being watched never goes away. Get ready, because these stories are as real as they're disturbing. Centralia, United States. Imagine living in a town where smoke rises from the ground, where the asphalt cracks and trembles, and beneath it all, there's a fire that never goes out. Centralia, Pennsylvania, is exactly that place. In 1962, a fire broke out in an underground coal mine, and due to human error, it wasn't contained. Since then, it's been burning beneath the Earth's surface. The underground fire continues to consume the town to this day, making it a dangerous and ghostly place. Over the years, the heat from the flames caused the ground to crack and collapse. In several parts of the town, holes appear out of nowhere, swallowing everything around them. A constant haze blocks long-range visibility, giving the city an even more apocalyptic feel. On top of that, the release of toxic gases like carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide makes the air unbreathable and hazardous. In 1981, a terrifying incident shook the town when a young boy was nearly swallowed by a crater that suddenly opened beneath his feet. The hole was so deep that if it weren't for his mother pulling him out in time, he would have vanished into the depths of the underground inferno. This event was one of the key moments that accelerated the evacuation process. In 1984, the U.S. government ordered the town's evacuation. This surreal landscape inspired the setting of Silent Hill. But the truth is, Centralia might be even more frightening than the game itself. There's a feeling that something invisible is watching you, and many who have visited the area talk about an unexplainable fear, as the underground fire is just waiting for new souls to claim. As you walk through the deserted streets, it's impossible to ignore the weight of history and tragedy that lingers. The silence is broken only by the wind, which over time has taken on an almost supernatural quality, as if whispering the laments of those forced to abandon their homes. For those brave enough to visit, Centralia is a place where danger is real and the weight of destruction feels more visceral than any horror story. Hashima Island, Japan. Hashima Island, also known as Battleship Island due to its shape, is one of Japan's most mysterious and unsettling places. Built on top of an old coal mine, Hashima was once a symbol of Japan's industrial progress. In the 1950s, it housed over 5,000 people in just 6 hectares, making it one of the most densely populated places in the world. It was a compact city surrounded by the sea, where everything happened: work, school, shopping, community life. There were markets, temples, hospitals, and even movie theaters. But behind that intense routine was an oppressive atmosphere, with buildings crammed together and concrete enclosing everything. Many residents described feeling like they were trapped. In 1974, the mine suddenly shut down, and what followed was total abandonment. Within days, people left everything behind: clothes, toys, family photos, furniture, all left as if someone might return any moment. Today, Hashima is a concrete ghost in the middle of the ocean. Tall buildings are rusted, covered in mold, with collapsing walls and crumbling ceilings. Visitors report uncomfortable sensations, like being watched constantly. There are stories of cameras suddenly stopping and footsteps echoing between buildings, even when no one else is around. Some tour guides claim to have heard doors slamming, muffled laughter, and even the sound of children running, in a place where no one has lived for decades. Many describe Hashima as a place where the past refuses to disappear. And the longer you stay, the more you feel you're not alone. Pripyat, Ukraine. Pripyat was founded in 1970 to house the workers of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant and their families. With around 50,000 inhabitants, it was considered a modern city for its time, with schools, hospitals, shopping centers, and even an amusement park set to open on May 1st, 1986. But the park never opened. When Reactor 4 of the Chernobyl plant exploded on April 26, 1986, releasing massive radiation, Pripyat was evacuated within 36 hours, with residents leaving their homes behind. Many personal belongings like toys, clothing, kitchenware still remain where they were left, giving the impression that people only stepped out for a moment, but never returned. This creates an eerie atmosphere where time seems frozen, and it's this contrast between the normal and the tragic that makes the place so terrifying. Though living there is prohibited due to radiation, Pripyat has become a popular destination for those seeking to explore the ghost city and the Chernobyl exclusion zone. However, visitors often report disturbing experiences, including a sense of pressure on the chest, unexplained unease, and even dizziness. Many attribute this to residual radiation, which still lingers, albeit at lower levels. Among the ruins, the abandoned amusement park is one of the most chilling sights. The Ferris wheel, which never operated, is now rusted, its empty cars swaying in the wind, painting a haunting picture straight out of an apocalyptic movie. The kindergarten and the vacant apartments, still furnished, add to the atmosphere of unease and sorrow. Some visitors claim to have seen ghostly figures among the ruins, voices, presences, and unexplainable feelings, especially in places like the abandoned hospital or the school building. These stories continue to fuel the mystery and haunted aura surrounding Pripyat to this day. The ghost town remains a monument to disaster and lives abruptly cut short, and visiting it is an immersive, disturbing, and unforgettable experience. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, United States. Built in 1910, Waverly Hills Sanatorium was originally intended to treat patients with tuberculosis, a devastating disease at the time. The facility quickly became a place of hope for many, but also a site of constant pain and suffering. It's estimated that thousands of people passed through there, but very few ever recovered. Due to the disease's contagious nature, many patients were isolated. The building, with its makeshift surgical rooms and dark wards, always carried a heavy atmosphere. The hospital was known for its lack of resources and the traumatizing experience of those who stayed there, forced to endure endless pain and few treatment options. Many speak of an environment where despair was routine, and what haunted most were the whispers and muffled screams of desperate patients, echoes that still seem to haunt the corridors today. One of Waverly Hills' most disturbing features is the underground tunnel connecting the sanatorium to a remote area where bodies were discreetly removed from sight. This tunnel became known as the Death Tunnel and is now considered one of the most spiritually charged areas of the facility. Many who walk through it say it's impossible to escape the crushing feeling of sorrow, as if the cries are still trapped in the walls. The sanatorium closed in 1982, but even after its closure, the stories didn't stop. People report footsteps in empty hallways, doors slamming on their own, and even the laughter and crying of children. Today, the building is open for guided tours, but many visitors don't make it through the full route. Reports include muffled screams, objects moving on their own, and even the sight of a ghostly child pushing a ball down the halls. Some believe the child is trapped in an eternal loop of play, one of the most active spirits in place, always appearing where fear seems strongest. Explorers who dare to wander its halls often speak of being watched, of a strange pressure on their chest, and the sense that something unseen is slowly getting closer. These places weren't built to scare people, but with time, silence, and abandonment, they become real-life horror movie settings. Could you walk through one of these places alone? Let me know in the comments which one gave you the most chills. And if you want more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and turn on the notification bell.